There's something that a lot of us, I don't know if a lot of us think of this or have ever thought of this, but I know for me, you can't help other people. There is no way that you can help other people. The only thing you can do is give people something that they need to help themselves, but you can't help people in general. There is no way that you can help another person. It has to be that the person wants to help themselves. And I understood this by just thinking of a lot of different things, is that you can give people what they need. You can give people food, water, shelter, the bare necessities of life, but you're never going to be able to help somebody in the terms of what they do in their life, or a choice they decide to make, or how they think, or how they act, or things they do. You cannot help anybody in that area. It is impossible. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, you might as well not waste your breath on things like that. If you want to speak about your own situation, that's what I do all the time. I speak about myself and the things I went through, and things I still go through. And really, I'm not going through anything. It's just life. I can't say, oh, I'm going through something. No, it's just life. I'm living, I'm alive, and I'm here, and I'm gonna be here until the day that I'm dead, and the day that I'm unconscious. And whether or not there's something else, well, I guess I won't know until the day that I'm dead. Or, if there is a God decides to do whatever God does. Do I know these things? No, I don't, but it is what it is. I do what I have to do for today, and that's all that matters. I'm not worried about nothing else. Nothing else is irrelevant. Nothing else means anything but right now. What am I doing right now? I'm the only one that can help my own situation right now. Nobody can help me. They can give me what I need: food, water, shelter, clothing, etc. But they can't help me. The only thing I can do is listen to what somebody else is talking about, or do something I want to do, or keep myself busy, or live out something that I want to do while I'm here and actually do it. There's just nothing else. There's nothing else. There's really nothing else. I'm to the point of where I just came to this kind of dead end road with thinking the way that I was and seeing things the way I was. I realized that it was all just this kind of thing that I was thinking that was real, that really wasn't. And all that I have is now. That's it. That's all that I have is now. So what am I going to do with now? What do I have to do for myself in order to feel the best for myself? In order to make myself do things I like doing, And this first comes from getting rid of everything that you used to think, though. It has to be this thing where you completely wipe the slate clean of things you used to think, because you realize all the things you used to think were bullcrap anyway, and they didn't mean anything. They didn't matter anyway. It was all just conditioned stuff that you and I were believing the whole time, that we had to be, and we had to be like, and we had to live by. And if we didn't, then we weren't anybody, and we weren't doing the right thing, and all this stuff. It's just all a crock. It's all a crock of doo-doo. All of it. It's all a crock of doo-doo. And I realized that for myself, and I'm so glad that I did, because I have freed myself from the construct of me, this pride thing of me. Even though I say me, I know that me is no more. I'm simply being, I'm simply being. I don't even want to say being what I am, because what am I? What am I? If I say being what I am, well then that means that I'm labeling myself as something. I'm calling myself something. There's nothing to call myself, you see, because I'm not going by a label. I'm just being. I'm feeling what I'm feeling. This vessel is feeling what it's feeling. It's thinking what it's thinking. Thoughts are coming, which I know are bullcrap, which I know are just things getting me to believe in them, and I'm not believing them no more. And I was calling myself a schizo there for a while. I might have a little bit of something mental that goes on with me. I'm willing to say that, but it might just be me that I was trapped up in my thoughts, believing my thoughts and what they were saying and how they were making me think and act. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm a schizo because I react to certain things. I just react differently. I act differently. I respond differently. I talk differently. I do videos that not too many people do. And that's what makes my channel unique, is that I'm different from other people, and I want to be different. I don't want to be like anybody else. I don't want to be like you. I don't want to be like them. And when I say that, I'm not being a prick. I'm not being an asshole. I'm not saying that to spite anybody, because see, that's how we think when someone says, I'm not like you. I don't want to be you. I don't care what you think. I'm not trying to be like you. Kind of like, go fuck off, because it's not about what you think of me, and it's not about what I think of you. What do you think about yourself? That's all that matters. Because it's always going to be number one that is with number one, that thinks like number one thinks, that reacts like number one thinks, that does what number one does, that says what number one says, that does and reacts to things that number one reacts with, and the choices that number one makes. It's always you that is in control of your own vessel, but some of us don't know how to control our own vessels. We have a lack of discipline in the areas of how we think, the way we respond, the things we're believing and falling victim to and allowing ourselves to believe every day, the things we're telling ourselves. We're falling victim to ourselves. We're falling victim to our very own nature that's playing games on us every day. Our nature plays games on us. This is what it does. And once you see that, you kind of laugh at it all. You're not really taking it too serious, but you do take yourself serious. It's a conundrum. It's a contradiction. It's always going to be this yin-yang thing, this contrary thing. You don't take life serious, but you do take your life serious because you care about your health. You care about your well-being. You care that you're not just doing something completely stupid or dumb to hurt yourself or somebody else, because you care and you discipline yourself in them areas. You remember what you have to remember so that you can learn about it and move on. Keep what you need, let go of what you don't need, and remember all of it. See, don't let it slip your mind. Remember it. Remember everything you've been through. Remember what you did so that you don't do it again. Remember when you pushed it too far so that you don't push it too far again. Remember when you didn't do anything and you just let something happen because you were being a coward. And it's the same with me. Everything I'm telling you is what I told myself and what I'm going to keep telling myself till the day I die. This is a continual thing till I'm in the grave. This is how I be thinking. you know? Until then, I'm just going to keep talking about this because there's people that will never hear this kind of energy, that will hear what I am saying in the way that I say it, the words that I'm saying, the reference that I mean them in. Most people will never hear this from other people because other people are not thinking this way. Other people are not living this way. Other people are not telling themselves this. Other people are in denial of their situations. They're in denial of their own thoughts and what they believe. They're in denial of, why they do the things they do, why they keep telling themselves the same things. And they don't want to get out of that. They're so used to what they're stuck in and what they don't understand, they're so fearful of that they'll never make a change. They'll never think, well, if I think different, I can be different. Be what you think. You see, whatever you think is what you're going to be. If you think that you can't do something, then you're not going to do it because you think you can't do it. If you think that I can do something and you keep thinking that way and you get in a habit of that, that's what you're going to do in your life. And this is for every individual person. It all comes down to a choice, an individual choice. It comes down to, do you want to do this for yourself? And a lot of people, they do want to do this, but they don't want to take the action to do so with with the way they think about it. It doesn't mean that you have to have a nice car and you have to be showing people all these things that you're doing. It's a way of thinking. It's a way of thought. It's a way of what are you telling yourself every day? That's the way you're gonna live. See, I don't have I can't show you a bunch of things that I'm doing because it doesn't have really anything to do with me showing you material things or, oh, well, look what I'm doing to be ahead. It has nothing to do with that. It's a whole way of thinking. It's a whole way of how do you think about yourself? What are you telling yourself every day? You see? But we can't catch on to that. We think that we have to have things to prove to people. And even though I walk up and down the same street every night and you say, well, what are you doing? You're doing the same thing every day. Yeah, I go up and down the same street every day. I walk the same paved path every day. I record on the same phone every day. I speak into the same audio recorder that I got every day. I go up in the same room I'm in every day, but I'm thinking different every day. I'm allowing myself to let go of what I did yesterday and thought yesterday, even though a lot of what I did might be the same thing. I'm thinking different. You see, your mind is like a world of its own. My mind, I'm in a world of my own when I'm in my mind. I can imagine things. I can think of different things. I can resonate on art and telling myself things in my head that convince me otherwise, that this is all for nothing, or I'm angry with this thing. I don't have to be angry with anything. If anything, I'd be angry at myself for me believing my own bullshit, for me doing the things I do to myself. That's what I would be angered by. And I do that sometimes, but I catch myself doing it. And I did that a lot in the past. I did a lot of stupid, dumb shit to myself that I didn't realize I was doing, but I was doing. And I don't think a lot of us are catching on to exactly what we're doing, because how many of us have took the time to be willing to self-reflect on ourselves? How many of us have took the time to be willing to say, I was wrong and I did all of this in a way that I lied to myself. I believed things that I was conditioned by. I let myself get attached to things that are only bringing me down and making me feel bad. And I believed what people told me. I believed what I told myself and all those kinds of things. This is stuff that I have to remind myself of every day, all the time. It's a habit that I have, but it's a healthy habit. It's a habit that allows me to remember what I need to remember and forget about things that are unnecessary, that are irrelevant, that I don't need in my mind. That's what this does, saying it out loud and talking about it out loud. It might not seem like I'm saying much because I'm really not saying much, but I'm saying everything. You see, that's the whole point of speaking out loud. That's why I am planting the seed for other individuals to do this for themselves, is to speak your thoughts out loud. Start letting yourself know that your thoughts are just playing tricks with you. Your thoughts are playing this mental game with us. And all we're doing is mental gymnastics here. That's all I'm doing with you. I'm just playing mental gymnastics. I'm just speaking some words. I'm just expressing my feelings, how I feel, the thoughts that are coming in my head, the little games that it's playing. That's all I'm doing. It's a game. It's a game of thoughts. But are you going to play into the game of thoughts that keeps you heavy, keeps you sick, keeps you hating yourself, keeps you angry, keeps you lying to yourself, keeps you being stuck to the same conditioned bullshit that we've been conditioned with our whole lives? Are you still believing that stuff? You see, this is the key element. This is the key element that a lot of us are missing. We are not understanding that we are still carrying the baggage of conditioning with us till this day. Right now, as I speak, a lot of us are still carrying around the baggage of yesterday, the baggage of a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, the baggage of what we were told a decade ago by somebody, the baggage of what our family told us we have to be or how we should do things. The baggage of what school told us, the baggage of what TV made you believe, or what you convinced yourself of most of all, because like I said, you and I are our own worst enemy. We are our biggest enemy, ourselves. And it's unbelievable. It's believable because it happens. But it's unbelievable that there's nobody speaking this kind of energy, these kinds of words, this understanding these words to people. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unreal that there is not one person that I hear telling others about these things. Not one person, hardly. And that bothers me. That bothers me because I know what bothers me. And I know the things that are bothering other people. I understand what's going on here. I understand the game that is being played on us. And we're falling for the game. We're allowing the game to control us instead of us disciplining ourselves and our own thinking and our own lives. We're the ones that's not taking control over that. It's taking control of us. And we're still living in all the conditioned fear. We're still letting what others are saying, what others think, what the world's doing, we're still letting all of that stuff run our lives to this day. And we haven't done a damn thing to change it. And that bothers me because I know that this is not something I'm forcing myself to do. It's something I want to do because it's an energy that I know I have that hardly anybody else does. And it has nothing to do with me boasting or bragging that I'm better than people, that I have my shit together. I just know that this is something that very few people have, because very few people are still living in their conditioned fear. They're still living in this stuck reality of what they thought yesterday or what they have to be for others. You know, we're putting on this show. You know, who are we doing? Who are we performing this show for? Who are we performing this show for? Think about that. Who are you doing what you do for? And why are you doing what you do for? Like, who are you holding this weight for? Why are you still living by the baggage of yesterday, a week ago, a month ago, what you were told when you were a child? You know, something you just believed in your head, something that you convinced yourself of. Why do we keep doing this to ourselves? You know, why do we not think to let go? Have a thinking of let go. Surrender myself unto the day. Let go of everything. Quit fighting yourself and other people. You know, it's these things that we need to resonate on if we want the kind of energy that we actually care for ourselves and our lives while we're here, in the meantime of everything. We're so stuck in yesterday and what's going to happen in the future. Did I do this thing right? Did I do it the way that I think other people think that I should have done it? We are so stuck. We're so stuck in this mental game that is playing the game with us, and we're not realizing it's all a game. It's all one big game. It's all something that we've been told, and we're still going by to this day. We're still letting these thoughts convince us that this is actually real, and it actually applies to our life. And we have to stay that way, and we have to be a certain way. We have to live up to a certain standard. If we don't live up to that, then others are going to say, oh, well, you're not living up to that. And it's, who cares what other people think? Who gives a shit what other people think about you and I? Even me and you. What does it matter what you think or what I think of you? It's absolutely irrelevant, y'all. See, we got to get over this is child's play. This is the ignorance of thought. This is the ignorance itself, is thought, our thought patterns, and the things that we attach ourselves to, and the things that we stay stuck in, and we don't allow ourselves to think differently and say, I will think differently. I will practice thinking differently, even if I have to do something that is uncomfortable at first, something that does not quite feel right to me at first. That's because we're not used to it. You're not used to thinking a certain way. You're not used to living a certain way. You're not used to taking action with something, or you're not used to just, even though you may be in the same circumstances and you're living at the same place and you walk in the same areas, you go to the same places, you can still think differently for yourself. You can make the choice right now to think differently. All you have to do is make the decision that I am not going to think the way that I thought from the day before. I'm letting it go. I'm moving on from it. It doesn't matter. It was hours ago. It's the past. It's gone. And once you realize there really is no time. There is no past and future. There is no time. There's only ever now. So if you're gonna do something, let it be now. not sometime soon. It's never gonna come. It's never gonna come. It's never gonna happen. You're gonna keep lying to yourself. You're gonna keep telling yourself that, oh, sooner or later I'll do it. Oh, well, I can't. See, right when you say that, oh, well, I can't, you've already told yourself you can't. Oh, but I know, but it's just not for. See, right when you say that, it's not for me, you already told yourself it's not for you. You've already convinced yourself of the thing that is keeping you down. That is the baggage on your back. That's keeping you stuck in these everyday stuckness mentality. Right when you right when you and I think like that, as soon as we say something like that, we've already convinced ourselves of something that we believed. That's how easy it is. That's how easy it is. It's so easy to say, today's going to be a bad day. And then what do? You have a bad day. Wake up, y'all. Wake up. Wake up. It's the spell of thought. It is the spell of thought that has been cast upon us, and we don't even realize that we're under a spell of thought, that our thoughts are bullshitting and lying to us every day. Every single day. And don't even ask me how I came to this realization. I mean, it took so long. It took so many times of me. I mean, I can't tell you how much thought it took for me to realize this. I can't tell you how many times it took of me having to not be in denial, of having to say, what's going on here? Okay, I messed up. I did wrong. I didn't know what I was talking about. I was full of shit. I'm a hypocrite. It took me so many times of saying that before I can understand that I was the very thing that I am thinking of. I am that very thing that I think I am. And most people will not wake up from this spell, but right now you can wake up from it. Right now you can wake up from the spell. But you have to first say, I was under a damn spell. I was under the spell of thought. I was under the spell of believing my own bullshit. I was under the spell of denial, telling myself all these things my whole life that I never really was anyway. I was just trying to be something. I was forcing myself to act a certain way. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how when this happens, you will know it happens. You will be like, oh my gosh, this whole time I was convincing myself, I was telling myself these bullshit lies. I was under a spell of hypnosis. I mean, it's absolutely amazing when you come to terms with yourself. And let me tell you, I'm not saying it's going to be like this for you, but it took years of, I would say it took about 5-6 years for me to get this through my head, because I started my kind of, I've been thinking about things. I've been resonating and meditating and thinking about this stuff for a long time. But I would say the last 5 or 6 years is when I started this kind of, I really don't know what to call it, this kind of search, this kind of asking questions about everything, questioning everything. I lost faith in everything. I lost myself in the thought of thinking, why do I think like this? Why does this do this? How do I keep getting caught up in this? What is the point of this? Why does this do this? Why, what, when, where, how? And just questioning over and over. And I mean millions, and millions of questions, millions of thoughts, millions of saying, well, I'm not going to be in denial. I'm going to say, well, maybe I don't know. See, it's an I don't know thing. But most people want to be right. They don't want to be wrong about anything. See, everybody has to be right. And they don't want to say, I don't know. See, I had to say, I don't know about everything for 6 years in order for me to absolutely understand this. And I say absolutely understand this because now I get it. I get what I'm doing to myself. I get why things are happening. I get why most things are happening to myself. Maybe not everything. See, I'd be boasting if I said that. But I get it. I get this game that is being played and the game that I'm playing on myself and the game that other people are playing. I understand it. I get it so clearly now. And I just see how this thing has most of us under a spell because I was under a spell. I was under the spell of thought itself. I was under my own thought spell of what I thought about myself, of what I was telling myself, of what I was convincing myself of every day. And I was kind of, I don't know, I think I was kind of addicted to denial. I was addicted to a certain kind of negativity, a certain kind of way of thinking that I had to be, or something that I couldn't break loose from, so I had to blame everything else because I couldn't break loose from it. It's a very tricky thing. It's a very clever snake. It's a very tricky thing I can't really describe to people, but it's right there in front of our face. It is the smoke screen. It is the invisible wall. We think we're seeing past the wall, but we're actually looking at the wall that we think that we're seeing past, but we're looking at the wall. And the wall is this image that we are trying to hold up for people because we think that we have to. We believe that we have to do certain things. We believe we have to act a certain way. We believe that we have to think a certain way. We believe that we are certain things that we're not. We believe that the thoughts that are telling us that, oh, I'm nothing, or I'm ugly, or I can't do anything, and all these things. I mean, it goes on and on and on. There's millions of different thoughts. It is all one big lie. It's a game. It's trickery. It's straight trickery. It is the snake of trickery. That's what I call thought. It is the snake of trickery. If something in my mind doesn't come that has to do with like something creative or something artistic or something with music or something that has to do with my health or well-being to help me in those areas, I know not to fall for it. I know that it's bullshit. I know that it's something just trying to convince me to get myself in this place that I don't even want to be in. But we fall victim to it. We fall victim to our own thoughts. It's absolutely amazing. Once you understand this, it's almost unbelievable how much a lot of us are caught up in our thoughts. We're addicted to the way we think. We're stuck in our own prison cell of thought and thinking. That's how crazy it is. And I don't know how long it might take somebody else, but you can free yourself from that. All you have to do, I don't want to say listen to what I'm saying to you like I have an answer for you, but I know that what I have finally understood for myself, you can free yourself from all of that. It might take time, but once you have this kind of realization, everything's going to change. Everything's going to change. Everything. Once you realize it. You're still gonna have days where, you don't feel quite up to par. You're not feeling in the best of moods and all that. That's still gonna come. But once you understand that your mind has been playing tricks, your thoughts have been playing tricks on you, and all these things you thought you were and the things you believed and you're still convincing yourself of, once you come to this realization, it's going to kind of be its own change, because you're going to realize, damn, ain't that some shit? Isn't that some shit? Isn't it something how I've been going by this kind of false reality, this false sense of reality in my mind and my thoughts and the things I think and the things I'm telling myself. And there's people that even call themselves slaves, and that all that means is you're a slave to your own thinking. See, you're the only one that can free yourself from that. You're the only one that can free yourself from the lie to tell yourself that it's a lie. To tell yourself that your thoughts are just playing a game with you. It's all a game of thought. It is a slippery, slimy, clever snake that is convincing you every day you wake up that you have to do something that you don't want to do, or you have to be something you don't want to be, or you're not enough, or you didn't do something good enough, or what is all these thoughts that just play with people and trick people? It's so many different thoughts. It's, you're ugly. You know they're not gonna like you. You ain't never gonna do anything. You're never gonna be anything in life. Well, why are you doing that? You're not helping nobody. Why are you saying that? What do you think that you're gonna do something different in the world? Do you think that you're gonna help anyone? Now, I can't think of everything off the top of my head, but it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit that you and I are telling ourselves every day. And the thought pattern just goes on and on and on. It never stops. And you have to realize that your thoughts are playing a game with you. Every time that you come around people, you say, oh, well, they're thinking this of me. What is he thinking? What is she thinking? And this is what everybody's thinking, is what is the next person thinking of me? And it's playing a game with you and I. And we believe that people are thinking certain things of us that they're not thinking. They're not thinking what you think that they're thinking. See, there's something that, and I don't want to use him as an example, but I will. And I'll end the video with this. There's something that even the stuff that they did was, I don't condone. There's something that Charles Manson said. He said that when some guy said, oh yeah, you were at that ranch doing all kinds of things with them girls. He said, no, that's what you know, that what you would have been doing, that's what you think. That's what you think that I would have been doing. No, that's what you know that you would have been doing. That's what you think that you would have been doing, because you're thinking, I would have been with them girls. You see, it's always this thing. We're not willing to self-reflect. We're always willing to project, but never self-reflect and say, well, that's me doing that. It's not really them. It's me, the one that's thinking this. It's me, the one that is reacting to these things. It's me, the one that is playing this game of thought. It's me, the one that is believing this stuff. And then you realize the construct of me has been bullshit all along. Then you realize the construct of me has been lying to me all along. And there's some guys over here lighting firecrackers or something, scared the shit out of me. I don't know why or what or who they're doing that for. See, look, that's an example. I'm out here right now. Idiots. Idiots do stuff like that. You see, that's what people that don't use their mind do stuff like that. It's like 3 a.m. I don't know what they're doing, but that's what simpletons do. See, they're not using their mind. They're not using their head. I don't know what they're doing. I'm about to go in anyway because I don't trust them. Because see, they don't even know what they're doing themselves. They're out of control. These guys or whoever that was in that car, they're out of control. I don't know what they were doing, throwing fireworks, or it could have been a gun for all I know. I don't know if you heard it on the audio. But that's just an example. I don't like to use people as examples, but that's somebody that's out of control. They're not using their mind. They're young idiots, basically. You know, what they're doing, there's no need for it. There's no need. They did it and they hopped in their car real quick and sped off. Why? What was the point of that? You see, that's irrelevant, nonsensical, stupid shit that doesn't need done. In the name of what? Why did they do that? See, what are they thinking that they did that dumb thing? See what I'm saying? They're not using their heads. They're not using their brains. They're not self-disciplined. They're out of control. They're out of control people. And this is what I mean. We don't have to be like this. And when we're not like that, we're the ones that are we lead our own destiny, and we know what not to do and what to do because we understand that our thoughts are a game. It's a pattern that we realize is going on, and we can hold ourselves accountable and responsible for ourselves. You see? And that's what makes you unique as an individual, when you understand all of those things, when you understand why people do what they do, why they act like they act, why they respond like they respond. It's like you studied people so much, and you've studied mankind, and you've studied things, and you've studied nature, and you've studied yourself so much. That's what gives you your own upper hand to control your situation. You see what I'm saying? And that is the best thing that you and I can do for ourselves, is be in control of our own lives, but not want control of other people. We don't want power. We don't need power, because the power is within ourselves to control ourselves and to know what we're doing and to understand what we're doing. And that is the key to life. In my honest view, that is the very key to life, is self-control, self-discipline, well-being, health, all that stuff. Surrendering to, if you don't believe in God, surrender to the universe, because the universe is doing everything. We're not doing anything. The food we eat is providing. The car we ride in is providing. The water we drink is providing. The places we live in is providing. The clothes we wear is providing. The skin, the blood, the bones. What is me when we're talking about me? There is no more me. There is no more me. And thought is a lie. It's a lie. It is the slippery snake that convinces you, lies to you, tricks you every day. Do you know that? Do you know that for yourself? So therefore, I say, take care of yourself now, because it's up to you. You're the only one that can help yourself now. Don't look for it in the world. Don't look for it in other people. Don't look for it even in me. It's number one, man. Number one is number one. That's who's number one. Number one is number one. So treat yourself like that. Treat yourself like you know best for yourself. So thanks for the support, y'all. Any donations will be appreciated. Anything I get goes towards needs or goes for something to help me with this channel and showing you things and doing certain particular things. That's where my money goes towards. Don't go towards fancy clothes and you know, fast food and stuff like that. It goes towards something I need or something that I use for the arts, something that I use for the craft, something that I use for understanding and knowledge. That's where all my money goes into. So, and yet again, keep commenting. I want to know people's thoughts, but realize your thoughts are a game. Realize that. You can still say your thoughts, still express your thoughts, but once you realize that they're this game, you won't take them so seriously. But then you'll take your own life, your own well-being, your own health, your own joy, your own surrendering yourself unto yourself and everything, God or the universe. You'll take this stuff seriously because it's what you need. It's what you need for yourself. And that's how I think. I can't think for you. This is for me. But I know anybody that resonates with this, then I know that you're going to have a lot in common with what I'm saying. And I know we're not the same, but be similar. Be similar, but not the same. You see, it's always that twist. It's always that contradiction going on. So anyway, y'all, I'm going in here. I've been out here for a while. This is the second video I did. I don't know if I'll upload the first one. But yeah, my shoulder's killing me. Every time I hold this phone up, my shoulder starts really aching bad. So, but it's whatever. See, I don't mind the pain because I know what I'm doing is something I want to do, and the pain doesn't affect me as much because you see, I'm kind of blocking it out with focusing on now and what I want to say now. You see, that's how into it I am. If I wasn't, I'd say, oh, well, my arm is hurting. Got to turn the video off because I don't care. But I care that much for myself that I have to tell another person for themselves. That's how much I care about the situation. So, later, y'all.